So there are various components, I think, really as Bizagi, as the orchestration layer, we've used how far can we stretch it to orchestrate and to do automation. In other words, using the orchestration layer to go and say, instead of asking for requirements, can I get the data from a trusted source? If I can get it from trusted, how do I call that API? How do I orchestrate that till a point that I've got to send it to a human, or that I can send it to a robot? We're trying to mature that over time now that we finally have upgraded to Bizagi pairs, which was quite an experience for us. I mean, as we said earlier on, we've got, we probably manage about 330,000 cases a day, and as I said just now, 40,000 transactions on our database per second, so it's big, and it was very, very risky for us to do the upgrade. But now that we passed that, we're also looking, saying, now can we leverage more of Bizagi to do more automation, reducing the need for robotics. So how did we go about it? Some of you, if you've ever seen any presentation of our mutual, you will know we refer to the rainbow screen. So the rainbow screen was really, we took a step back and say, if you're really looking from a customer advisor's perspective, why would they engage with us, right? And it's either because they are giving advice and they're selling a product. So we also use Bizagi to orchestrate our sales process in our advisor space. So we don't just use it from a customer servicing perspective, but in our advice space, how we deal with managing a detail, and in our sales space, underwriting is one of the modules we were speaking about just now in the break, is that we've used that together with the underwriting rules engine. We also use it in the sales space to do practice management, to make sure that once you've done those quotes, that it goes to somebody, they can approve it. So we've used it in our sales space. We're also using it now and starting to roll it out more for advisor servicing, where an advisor, so a customer could service himself, but advisors also sometimes want to do it on behalf of customers, because obviously they can create opportunities to upsell and cross-sell. So the one thing was the one saying, okay, they come to us for advice and sales. They want money. In other words, they want to withdraw from their disinvestment, or there's a claim and they're wanting money. They want to change something. They've got a contract with us, they want to change, whether it's a personal information change, increasing that cover, whatever. There are changes that you could do in the life cycle of a contract. They're looking just for information. What's my value? When's my next debit order being raised, etc., etc. So information and inquiries. And then compliments and complaints, or we say complaints and feedback, because we hope we get compliments sometimes, and not just complaints. Financial services, it's not very easy to get a compliment, right? But we actually do get some of those, not with two-pot on social media with anybody right now, but besides that point. So we're really saying that's the rainbow screen, that's when you engage with us. And how do we deal with when you start? And I'll explain the waves that we've done just now, but from a Bizagi perspective, we said, okay, let's use Bizagi. Our choice was to use Bizagi starting in the engagement layer to enable a customer and advisor experience. So no, against all their advice, they told us go process per process. The reason we did it is we really wanted to make sure that we have customer journeys and we can meet customer journeys, because that would then enable the guardrails for how we do our processes. So therefore you could get the experience. If the customer's coming in, they say, oh, why is it taking so long? No, you could actually get experience and really understand what's happening with our customers, rolling out to branches first, so that would be face-to-face. We could get feedback. We could, I think Samir alluded to it too, you can very iteratively develop, so you can develop very quickly when you get feedback on it. So our choice was to say, and also because we had Bizagi as to be able to do it as the orchestration layer, a lot of the information sat in our back-end product admin systems or data management systems, etc. So a lot of the things that customers came in, we could immediately do point of contact resolution, because it was inquiries they were trying to ask, it was change my debit order due dates, etc., etc. So the way that we've designed it is to say, what can you do at point of contact resolution, because it's obviously one of our strategic drivers. Then also within a process, you could also have multiple transactions. So if we look in our experience, in one process, you could have 2.5, three transactions. Let me give you an example. You get a claim as a process, but during that claim, you say, change my beneficiary and change my bank details and then pay the claim. So what we had to build into Bizagi was prioritization of transactions to meet a process. So say, in this case, you first need to do this, and then that, and then that. So that was very important as well. So we used Bizagi to build, to do our transaction prioritization. And then the case creation. So because we've got one customer could have a death claim across 3 or 4 different product admin systems, and because of that, we needed to manage a case. And again, in that case, there would be situations where it's a claim on an investment product, you can pay it out immediately. It's a claim on a funeral product, you can pay it, but there's actually a life cover, and we need assessing on that life cover before you can pay it up. So you could actually deal with that case, tell them this is where we are with this point. So we have in-transaction communication, where you say, we've paid this claim, we've paid, this one is waiting for assessment, one assessment is done, we then pay it out. So the case management is critical in our environment because of our multiple payers.